Dave Welihan. Good morning, Dave.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning. So when I found out you were coming on today, I'd actually heard a little bit about this story from a mutual friend of ours, and wow, this is amazing. Tell us what we have right here.
Jill Glare, who worked for the County Medical Examiner's Office back a few years ago when I was still working in the Veteran Affairs Office, asked me about how many veterans have been cremated and unclaimed by their families. And I had no idea. She says, here's a list of names of everybody in Jackson County that I've been able to find. Some of them are vets, some of them are not. So we had to do the are they not, go through the records and find everything we could. We narrowed it down to 5 out of about 100.
So you were able to, remains of 5 veterans were found.
These are the actual remains of 5 veterans that were found in the basement of a funeral home.
Amazing.
This guy right here in the middle died in 1988.
Amazing.
And it's been that long, and it's time that they deserve the honor, that they get the honor that they deserve.
And
we have 1 Marine and 5 Army soldiers.
So these now are going to be these veterans will be properly honored.
We have an appointment for them on Friday the 8th of September at 10 o'clock in the morning. We're going to do the Marine at 10 o'clock, and then it's funny how they set it up. It's so that we could block out the whole hour. We have the Marine scheduled for 10 o'clock. We have one of the soldiers at 10:30, the other one at 10:31, and then the other one at 11 and the other at 11:01. So we blocked that whole hour out. Can't be. I got the word this morning from the cemetery over. We're going to go to Fort Custer National Cemetery in Battle Creek, and they have a retired colonel that's come to speak for them. I get to say a few words. I'm just going to thank people who come along.
Sure.
We have a lot of guys working with us, trying to get motorcycle escort. I just got the word from the cemetery again this morning. Part of that email said that they have at least 70 bikes coming to help escort us back.
That's awesome. And these are
knowing Dave Anderson, he's the guy that helped us put the ride together for the Vietnam Wall coming into the fair. We had 93 bikes in that ride, just our short little ride. He's been pushing it real hard too, trying to help us. He has no idea. I talked with him yesterday. He says, I don't know how many are going to show up. I know the Legion Riders here in Jackson and Leslie are both planning on bringing a contingency, but who knows? We might get 1,000 or we might get 4.
Well, I just think if you're doing this on your own. I mean,
pretty
think about
much,
this. Do you know the names of the?
I have their names. I have their military records. I have their death certificates. I have Actually, the state requires. There's a law that says that before this could happen, we had to send letters to the informant or next of kin that was identified on the death certificate.
Wow.
And those letters went out. Actually, we had one more than this, but the lady called me up and said, Mr. Welihan, you know who I am. You know my husband, because I did work with him.
Sure.
And she says, I don't want him going to Fort Custer. I says, fine. So we'll leave him there. And actually, the funeral director called me the next day, said she picked him up.
Yeah.
And then he called me the next day and said, she brought him back.
That's amazing, right?
With instructions, though, that when she dies, they want to be buried together.
Okay.
She went and she bought a stone and probably just one of those things, out of sight, out of mind, I suppose.
You think about what you're able to do on the 8th and just a proper burial, and
we're
these
going to give them
what could have just sat forever.
That's right. Full military honors. The people at Fort Custer have every day of the week they have a different honor guard that works there for the funeral process that goes on during that day. They've actually called in all of their teams for this one event. We have people from the Marine Corps that are going to come and fold the flag for our Marine, which is I don't know, one of these, this guy right here, and then we have people from the Army that'll be there to fold the flags for each of the Army guys.
Yeah.
So we're going to have Valiant taps for every one of them. It's going to be the full military funeral for each one. And they insisted, rather than have like the American Legion ritual team that we have here in Jackson come and do it, they wanted actual Marines and Army personnel to do these to make it totally and absolutely official.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Very sobering to have the remains in our building here. I mean, you think about it, and
These guys have been living in my house for 2.5 years.
Have they?
Well, we started this
Yeah.
project, and then COVID stepped in, and they shut everything down. We couldn't get records. We couldn't get them into the cemetery because they controlled. You could come to a funeral, but you couldn't have more than 10 people, and,
Right.
and that wasn't acceptable for us. We want to get as many people to come and follow us. We're going to meet at 8 o'clock in the morning at the Myers parking lot out on Airport Road. Hopefully, the manager doesn't hear that because I haven't cleared that with him yet, but
Listen,
we
I'm
have
sure it'll be
Blackman
fine.
Township is going to block off Airport Road for us so that when we leave, we're unobstructed. We're going to go right west on I-94. We have Chris Sherwood from Sherwood Cemetery or Funeral Home out in Grass Lake is providing his hearse, and we're going to have them all actually in the hearse, making this a totally absolute funeral procession. We're working with the Michigan State Police right now, I am working with the Michigan State Police right now, trying to get them to come so they will escort us down I-94. We're going to probably get off at exit 104 so we stay away from some of the nasty construction down by Battle Creek, and then just go in back roads until we get into town and then drive right through town, all the way to the cemetery.
What's Fort Custer like? I've never been there.
Oh
I
my
know
gosh,
it's huge.
it's the most beautiful place. Well, there's that poster that you just had up there, that was actually their entranceway right there. That's right to the, right in front of the, just as you come up to the entranceway, you turn right there. But we have the word from them that the Patriot Guard is going to line the entranceway with flags and motorcycles, and anybody that wants to come is welcome to come. Just meet us out at Myers Friday morning, the 8th. If you're a veteran and you belong to a veterans organization, I want you to wear your caps or your colors if you're a bike, your Legion cap, your VFW cap, whatever your organization you belong to, because these guys are going to get a proper salute.
Awesome. And well-deserved for sure.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for all
You're
you've done
welcome.
for this. And best of luck on Friday the 8th. I hope it's a beautiful day. I'm sure it will
Right
be.
now they're talking about it. We'll
hope.
see.
Dave Welihan, Jackson County Veterans Council. Thanks so much for being with us today. More of the
you.
morning show right after this.
At Consumers Energy, we believe change is preparing for the worst by putting to work the very best. Change is improving by replacing utility poles and redesigning our substations. Change is commitment to upgrading 1,000 miles of our energy grid every year. And change is confidence, the confidence of knowing when it comes to keeping the lights on, we're always on. Consumers Energy, a force for you, a force of change.
Within the folds of your life, you find the passion and drive to keep pushing forward. Growth comes from continually moving ahead in every stage of life. Count on County National Bank to help with seamless financial solutions. We can act quickly and accommodate your needs, whatever life brings your way. Our local bankers understand our community and your goals.
Let's work together.
Learn more about our personalized banking services at cnbb.bank. Member FDIC.
Our new Express Oil Changes and More building has been a huge success. Not only do we have the best oil change prices, we top off fluids and do a 33-point inspection. All while you enjoy fresh-baked cookies, coffee, and popcorn in our new lounge. This month is our Jeep Freedom Day sales event with special pricing on all new Jeeps. Stop out to Extreme Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Jackson, just off I-94 exit 141, or online at extremedodge.com.
Oh yeah!
At Hometown Heating, Cooling, and More, we know how important family is. That's why we've been a family-owned and operated business since 2009. As an authorized Daikin dealer, we're dedicated to providing the best heating and cooling services for your family's comfort. So, don't sweat the heat or shiver in the cold. Let our family keep yours cozy all year long.
If you're looking for a high-quality, affordable